Awesome. Ready to go? We good? All right. Welcome, everybody, back to 30 Days of CLI. So I hope you've had practice with command line stuff. Mercedes, Sharon, how do you feel after about, I know it's just a week, but a little bit here and there. Did you get anything accomplished?
It was a rough start because I wasn't sure what I was looking for because things are different on an IBM than they are on a Mac, and I couldn't find my folders to save my life. Turns out I was doing everything right, but I didn't know what I didn't know about finding the folders. And so Carrie Lee Grady came alongside and said, oh, here's what you need to do, and here's a link to the stuff. And so, we're cooking with gas. And I even actually took the information off the link and even copy pasted the name of the folder you're supposed to go to, and I have it on a Word doc, which seems kind of old school, but it works for me because I can open it up and throw it in a corner of my second screen and then refer to it if I have to. So it's lovely. I feel like I actually have an idea what on earth I'm supposed to be doing here. Thank you.
Excellent. That's awesome. I know it takes a while to get some of the stuff under your fingers, and then, and then if you don't do it for a while, then you got to go back and you got to, how did I do that? And you're Googling, like, oh, yeah, that's right. So, but yeah. Good. I know it's going to take time, and that's okay. Their internet is awesome for research, and then we've got a great group of people who can just jump in and help, which is awesome. So today we're going to work on something else. We're going to build off of that beginner CLI stuff, and we're going to jump into capture the flag. It's going to be fun. So hopefully everybody has, if you have a Windows machine, you have the Ubuntu for Windows installed, which we did in the last video. And there's information and instructions in our Slack channel under the channel 30 Days of CLI. So those documents are also there. So if you're watching the video and you haven't done that yet, and you have a Windows machine, check that stuff out before you do, before you start messing around with stuff that we're going to do today. If you have a Mac or a Linux machine, you're good to go because your terminal will come with everything you need to do today. So I'm going to screen share and bring up, will be this one. As we go there, I'm going to try to swap over. So we're going to do something called War Games through Over the Wire. And here is the URL. Let's see if I can go back or put that into the chat for those of you who might need it. War Games, it's very simple, and we are going to do Bandit, which is the top one here, and it's for beginners. What's going to happen is we're going to SSH or secure shell into a remote server from our machines and play on those machines. And we're going to look for things. And in this case, we're going to be looking for flags. The flags are the information that we're searching for. And when you find the flag, you've essentially defeated that level, you beat that level, and you can move to the next level. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here on the left, and we're going to click level 0. And when each of these levels, there's all sorts of different levels under Bandit here. So you see, I've only really made it to the 13 level. That's why they're shaded out there. But it gives you information on the level, what the goals are. The first level's super basic. You're going to learn how to use SSH, which you need to connect to this address, and I'll show you how you do that. And it gives you a port number. I know, it's scary, but we'll show you how to do that. It gives you a username and a password. So this is the only password you're going to get for Bandit. It gives you the first password, and then once you figure out where the flag is on that Bandit 0, you'll get the password to level 1, and then you'll switch to the level 1 page, and we'll move forward, and you'll look for the next password. The only commands you need to use to solve this level is how to use SSH. Now, what's really cool is right here, they give you all the SSH information, the host, And the port, I believe that's all over all of the levels. But what I have created is a document that we will put in Slack and on the Facebook page, which gives a basic overview of Over the Wire. It's just a collection of games to help you learn and practice security concepts. And it's definitely geared more toward your cyber folks. But if you're a coder, this is really something you really need to play with. And it's a fun way to do it. Because you need to have different experience. You need to expand your knowledge base, just, a little bit out of your little comfort zone. Basically you're looking for something, and when you find it, you get to move to the next level. Bandit uses basic commands, the entry level stuff that we practiced last week. So like your ls, your cd, to change directory. You'll learn to cat it out. Really simple commands. We're going to start with SSH, which is a secure shell, like I said. And we're going to log into Over the Wire server through your terminal or your command line. Macs and Unix-based OSs like Ubuntu come with it, standard. If you have a Windows machine, you would have to download a client to SSH into the server.
Carly, if we're using Ubuntu on our on our PC, do we still have to download all that other stuff, or is that because we're using Ubuntu?
You shouldn't have to, because you're using the Ubuntu. Ubuntu has it already built in.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So let's get started. So if you have a terminal open or a command prompt open in your Ubuntu, or if you're on a Mac, go ahead and get that open. And I'm going to put in chat this line right here. This is your SSH command. You're going to SSH with the username. The flag right here is going to be bandit0, because you're going into the first or the 0 level. And you're looking for a port, which is the P flag right here, and that's the port 220. So you're going to log into port 220 at this address. We're going to be asked for a password once we're inside, and the password is going to be bandit0. And this is just that website page. And when you're in, you'll see something like this. It's going to say OTW, Over the Wire, and they'll welcome you, and it'll give you some information. So let's do that now. Let's see, I've got a terminal around here somewhere. There it is. So I copied, and I did not copy. Let's try that again. I meant to copy, and I'm going to put that, I said I was going to put that in the chat window, because that's on my doc. Let me try it one more time. Disregard that. Or you can use that, just use SSH through the overthewire.org, because it copied the B from my thing there. Let's see if I can go in my terminal. So let's get rid of that. I always do that. Try to highlight, and it never works. You gotta use your arrow key. So I'm gonna go all the way back and delete that B in period. So it should start with SSH-L bandit0 -P220 and then bandit.labs.overthewire.org. So if I hit enter, and it's going to give you some information, this is the Over the Wire game server, and links you to the website. Now it's asking for the password, and when I type in the password, nothing will appear on the screen, or it shouldn't anyway. I'm typing bandit0. I'm going to hit enter, and it logged me in successfully. So here's the Over the Wire. So I had to scroll back up. Welcome to Over the Wire. Blah blah blah. It gives you information on what you can and can't do. Play nice, be nice. I'll let you read all through all of that in your on your own time. But now you can see that it's showing we're bandit0 at the bandit0 level. Now, Mercedes, Have you gotten to this point?
No, so it's interesting. In my Ubuntu thing, it wouldn't let me copy paste, so I had to type everything in by hand.
Okay.
And so it's SSH and then the -L and then bandit 0 -P 220 bandit.labs.org, whatever. And then I get the authenticity of host bandit.labs.org 220 can't be established.
Okay.
CDSA thing. So do I just click yes and keep going? Okay. Did you say that? And then because I was typing, I didn't.
No, I didn't say that. I forgot that it does that the first time you SSH.
Oh, okay. Good to know now. Okay. See, I am your Napoleon's like private, totally getting it there. And so now I get the password and then, okay, got it. So
what was the password again?
Bandit 0. Yeah.
If you want to copy paste into Ubuntu, if you copy from somewhere else, click on the Ubuntu window and then click your right mouse button and it will paste in whatever's on your copy board thing. Whatever that word is.
Clipboard. Clipboard.
Clipboard. That's the one. I don't have English today.
So
don't make
you,
English.
Right. You said right click, but nothing's happening for me when I do.
So did you have it freshly copied from somewhere else? So you did a Control-C on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And then you made sure that you have blinks on your prompt in the Ubuntu window.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing came out.
Nothing comes up.
Huh. That's weird.
I know. So let me try this. And and it's interesting because I'm looking at this and I'm like, what the heck? And it's not putting. Connection closed by port 220. What the heck? All right.
All right. Do you want to do the screen share? Can we?
Yeah.
Let's do this. We'll switch the screen share, so we can see where you're at. This is helpful.
It is. I told you I'm the one that's going to be a host disabled screen sharing, so I can't do it.
Let's see.
But I could. Let's see.
I think Joanne's fixing it.
Here we go. I got it. Okay, so this is screen 2. There we go. Okay, are you seeing this one over here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so I'm coming up here to password bandit. So first of all, I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to do this.
And there's, what else you can do instead of doing that?
What's that?
Use the up arrow.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Now the right click worked that time for that.
Good.
Okay, and so now it's BANDIT. Oh,
there you go.
Woohoo! See, it took screen sharing. All right, I will. You guys are the best. Thank you. I have no clue what was going on there. Sharon, no, really, I am quite like this. This is insane. This is wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Cool.
Sharon,
I'm super enjoying this.
Were you able to make some progress? Did you get in?
Yes, I got in.
Sweet. Yay. Good job. Everybody. All right. So now I'll go back to the screen share here. Let me share mine and get my terminal there. All right. So I'm in. Now, when if you need to leave the SSH, all you do is type exit. And I know it should time you out. If you just walk away from your machine and you end up coming back, it'll probably time you out as well. So let's do this one together. We are now in the 0 level. What do we do? What should we do? Now, anybody have any thoughts? I'm like, okay, so now what?
See what's in this directory.
What's in the directory? Now, how do we find what's in this directory?
Mercedes knows.
LS?
Yes, yes. So type LS and look down there. You got a little thing there. It says read me. I guess, should we read it? So how can we read that? Now we can do stuff like nano or VI and open it, or we could do something really simple and just cat it out, right?
Or more or less.
More or less. So what I'm going to do is just do cat readme, enter. Oh, a weird number appeared. That number, number letter mess, is the flag. That's the flag. That's all you got to do on this one. Super simple. So that's the goal. You're going to go into these levels. You're going to look around. For me, when I do this, the first thing I do is LS. Where am I at? What is this? What's around me? And in this one, it's so simple. You successfully SSH'd into the server, which was the goal of this level, and you found the flag. And it's very, very simple flag. So now what do? This is really important. I need you to create a notepad document or a Word document, and you're going to copy that flag and you're going to paste it into a document. So let me show you what I have. So I have right there. These are my flags. I have saved them all into a Word document. For level 0, I mark that, and then I just copy and paste the flag into that document because it's easier to copy and paste these flags than remember that mess. And then you can save it, and then you can come back to it, and you can. That's the best thing about over the wires. You can do it whenever you feel like it. It's not like a do it right now. It's like try one level, try another level later, something like that. So create a document and save your flag into that document. So I'm going to go back, and I'm actually going to give me one second.
So is that flag the password for the next one?
It is. So I will show you in a second what I'm going to do. If I can get this over to my other screen. Here we go. So I'm going to copy it here. Let's see if I can keep it in there. And I'm just going to type exit. All right. So I've logged out of that level at the server. I've got the password. And you can, if you need to, you should be able to scroll back as long as you don't close the terminal here or the window. You'll be able to scroll back and see what was printed out and copy that too. But that connection to Bandit Labs over the wire closed. And so the next thing we want to do is go to the next level. So what I'm going to do is go back to the browser. And since we've done level 0, I'm going to click 0 to level 1. So the level goal, the password for the next level is stored in a file called README, which is what you found. You're going to use this password to log into Bandit 1 using SSH. And then for this next level, that's what it's saying. For level 1, to find the flag, you're going to use, these are some examples of the commands that you'll need to use. So we're going to go back to the terminal here. Now, when you arrow up, you can look at your previous commands. So instead of typing back out that SSH command, I'm just going to arrow back up. It's just up 1 for me. But we're not going into level 0. We're going into Bandit level 1. So I'm going to go over here, arrow over, and remove the 0 and change it to 1. So when I do that, I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to, oh, hey, you need a password here. Well, I copied that password, and now I'm just going to paste it. I won't see that it's there, unfortunately. And then I'm going to hit enter, and oh, I got in. And how do I know I'm in successfully in Bandit level 1? It says Bandit 1 right there. So let me know if you are able to do that.
So I have a quick question. You wrote cat to open up the file. What does that stand for?
What is?
So you did cat. And
Yeah,
then
cat, and then read me.
Concatenate.
Thank you.
What was it?
Concatenate. So normally that command will concatenate 2 files into single output. So you could say file 1, file 2, cat file 1, file 2, and it'll literally print file 1 and immediately print file 2. But if you just say cat file 1, it's just going to print what's in file 1.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a quick and easy way to read what's in the file without opening it, basically. If it's a really big file, though, then you're going to end up scrolling through a lot of stuff. But with this, with these files right here, they're going to be really short and small. Or if you know, like you created a file and you want to take a look at what's in there, and you know there's not a ton of stuff in, then you can cat it out to the command line.
Okay. I see it here. I printed out the cheat sheet.
Cool. It's definitely handy.
Okay, once again, when I'm right clicking on this thing to get this, I couldn't get it. It won't copy in. What am I doing wrong? Why? Because I copied it from my Word. I had to go back in. I couldn't get the, when I did the up arrow thing, I couldn't get the 0 to turn to a 1 without it messing up everything else in there.
Okay.
For that. And so it won't. And now I'm like, come on, just copy. I know you can do it. You've done it before for other things. What the heck? So all I get is the up caret V as opposed to anything else. Does that make sense?
Does. Trying to figure out. I don't know why I would do that.
I don't, because I have no idea. It's messing with me. It's going, I'm going to mess with you. Okay, got it. I got in just by typing by hand and doing it, kicking it old school.
Good job. And it says bandit1 at bandit in the terminal, right? Okay, perfect.
It
Were you able
says
to get
Bandit Labs. I'm about to put the pad.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Sharon, were you able to get in?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. So here we are. What do we do? We're gonna want to look around. So look around. Just waiting on Mercedes here to make sure she gets in so she can take a look. But feel free to, if you want to look around, Sharon, go ahead.
Okay.
You don't have to wait. Just want to make sure Mercedes can get in.
It's permission denying me. So here, this is killing me. When I copy, okay.
We'll let you share.
Okay. Yeah, share screen. That one. Okay. So I have I have my password here in my Word document down here. Okay, I right-clicked it. I copied it. I did the, Control C before anyway. So when I go over here, just hit right-click, right?
Or Control V.
Yeah, got nothing. That's what I'm doing. And I don't know why. This is what I struggled with before. I don't know why it won't do it.
Well, it's not going to show it.
Right.
So it might be there.
Oh, I see. And so it won't show it. So I just do that without it showing anything, and then I hit enter.
Yes.
Oh,
so it's always hidden. Yeah. Okay. The password's always going to be hidden.
Got it. Okay, so let's try this again.
Yeah.
Okay. So Control V.
Mhm.
Control C. Control V. Negative.
Hmm.
Try it this way. Copy.
There you
Okay,
go.
I'm in now. Okay, I don't know
Yeah.
why it worked that time, purely
Yeah.
because I was sharing my screen. Yeah.
I have a feeling that there might be a carriage return that you can't see. So there's like a hidden character when you're copying it from a Word
Mhm.
document in there. So
Oh,
if you're just doing a Control V, it might go ahead and execute that as well.
okay. So don't just Control V it, but totally
I
just
always
not
use
like,
the right click because I have a lot of trouble with the Control V. It doesn't
Okay.
always work properly.
okay. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, we're in.
All right, excellent. All right, so let me share. We're back to here. So we're in, and so we can do what we did with the first or level 0. Let's just look around, see where we're at. So what is there? There's a dash.
What does that
What is
mean?
what is a dash? What? You know, and I forgot. I had to look it back up. I had to research. So, Carrie Lee, since you're our command line professional here, can you educate us? With your
Sure. So
knowledge.
if you hit dash, it's going to think that you're trying to give it an option or a switch. So you have to escape that. You can do it a few different ways, but the easiest way to remember is probably to use a path in front of it. And since you're always in the dot directory, dot means here, your home, you do dot/dash, and that should get you where you need to be. So that's dot/dash would be all together, no space, and /dot/dash.
I'm not.
Forward
I'm not.
slash.
I'm. See? Okay, hold on. I can do this one. Dash. There we go.
That is the path to the dash file. So if you go back to the front now and do like a cat there,
Mm-hmm.
cat space dash slash dot/dash. That should get you.
Because it's
So
a kind
you
of
have essentially said this is the path to this file.
right. There's a lot of like. Let's see. What can we look up here?
I'm mind blown. So essentially the dot/dash was the file name.
Because
The dash is the file name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
just by itself is the file name. So to say right here, then the directory that I'm in right now, do dot/, and then it should do. But another way that you could try sometimes is just doing tab.
Can you try that?
Tab will sometimes, like if it's a weird formatting on the file name, tab might automatically escape out a lot of stuff. I don't think it would work in this circumstance, but it might in another, like if you have spaces or something in the file name, or you have weird characters in the file name, you can just use your tab then.
Got the code things. Okay.
She found it. So there. So we just cat that one out. And
Yeah.
so, and I forgot because I hadn't done this in a while and I had to refresh my memory. I'm like, what do I do with the dash? You know, and I'm like, okay, I know that's a file, but it's like in code where you've got your escape characters and you've got an apostrophe and a string or something like that. Well, you got to put a backslash, you know, to access or to get it within that string or print or whatever, something like that. Essentially, that's kind of like what this is. You've got to manipulate that dash in order to get it to print out. So copy that password, copy that flag. I'm just going to copy it, and then you can exit. And that's level 1. So we can exit. Exit. I'm going to switch back over to the website here. So when you're doing this, it's so important to have a browser window open, because if you find something like, well, how do I do this? You can start searching. We can just go and do, you know, what is a dash in, well, so in my case, I'll be terminal or terminal. So it's going to give you like, what is this, you know, you can find all sorts of things. Like what does the / do in the Linux terminal? You know, same thing with Mac. So you can look up all of this and then it'll help you, it'll guide you as you go. So we're going from level 1 to level 2, and let's see, we'll keep going because we've got a little bit of time here. The password for the next level is stored in a file called dash and located in the home directory, which is what we found. Yeah, so now we're going to go to spaces in this file name. So we got that password and we're going to try to go to level 2 to level 3. So it tells you here, once we log into level 2, to get to level 3, we're looking for the file called spaces in this file name. And it's located in the home directory. So we're going to go back to our terminal here and we're going to SSH into bandit2. And then it's going to ask for the password. And I had copied that flag from level 1. I'm going to paste it in. And I got into bandit2 successfully. So let's make sure everybody can get there. I do know like the way they have it labeled here in bandit level 2 to level 3. I keep getting confused. You know, I'm like, okay, so I'm in level 2. How do I get to level 3? This is what I have to do in order to get to level 3.
So I still struggle with when I'm trying to copy paste, it puts that extra space at the end of the password. And I really think that's what's messing me up. But every time, even if I just drag, if I drag all the way to the first letter, it automatically adds that second space at the end. So how on earth, is it better to use a text file as opposed to using a Word document? Is there
if you have a notepad?
Yeah, a notepad as opposed to doing
.txt.
Yeah. Okay. I will do that next time, or I will start doing that next because I just haven't.
You can also have more than one terminal window open at the same time. So one of them can stay in your home directory and you're not SSHing into Bandit. And you can have a file right there that you keep open with Nano or whatever.
Okay.
Good idea.
Oh, that is good. So how do I open the second one? I just hit Ubuntu again, or what do I do?
You, on mine, I hit right click and then click on Ubuntu and it'll open up a new window.
And on a Mac, all you have to do is click. You should be able to.
There you go. It sure does. Ah, you're my hero.
Yeah. I can go down here to my thing and I just add another. So I've got 2 going there. All right. So did you make it in, Mercedes?
No, because I'm gonna have to type. I can't. This thing will not copy paste right. It keeps giving me bad password stuff. So I'm gonna have to freakingly type for real, and it's gonna drive me nuts. So hold on here. Sorry, the limiting feature is Mercedes today.
No, you're fine. I promise. This isn't. I mean, this stuff isn't like super easy at first. You got to figure out what works for you. Because what works for one person, like what works for you doesn't work for the next person. You could also do, Mercedes, because it printed out, if you catted it out, the previous password from level 1, you can just scroll up in your window and you should be able to copy and paste from right there as well.
Oh. Got it. Now I'm going to feel silly. Copy.
Well, I feel silly. I just realized that. I was like, oh, I have to scroll back up.
Connection closed. Now I'm going to start over again. Hold on. It didn't like that either. So I don't know why.
It's interesting. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Right. Okay. So now let's see. It's got that space. It's showing that stupid space again too. Let me try that. Okay, let me try that. Thank you.
How about you, Sharon? Did you get in?
Yeah, I have
You're
already
good?
like tried to look around a little bit.
Oh, excellent. So I'm just going to list what we have here. I'm just do a quick ls. Spaces in this file name. All right. Well, obviously this is the file we're looking for because that's what it said on the website. So can we cat this out? Well, in this case, because it's a long name, I'm just going to cat, and I'd start with S, but I'm going to hit tab to fill out the rest of the file name. And you notice how like the spaces, it's got those little escape characters for the space to include it. And then, boom. So the ls command and the cat command are really helpful. I mean, we're level 2, and that's really all we've been doing, except for, yeah, some knowledge we needed to know about how to use on the previous level in terms of accessing that dash file. So you just copy this, and you're going to save it to your text document or Word document, whatever you're using. You're going to exit the level, and then we're going to go to the next one. Up arrow to your previous one. Paste your password. Boom, you're in.
So I have a question about
Sure.
this spaces in this file name.
Mhm.
So when you hit tab and it fills in the backslash, like what's the logistics behind that? I'm just curious.
No, that's an excellent question. Carrie Lee, how would you go about explaining it? Because you're pretty good at, you're better explaining this stuff than me.
Can you repeat the question? I was off in my own world for a second.
Okay, so I always do this. Like I like to know the whys behind stuff. So you do cat and then the first letter of the file name, and then you hit tab and it does the backslashes. Like what is the logistics behind that?
Those are just escape characters. So the tab is an autocomplete command.
Okay.
So when you say cat,
I think she's froze.
So I think that
it's actually going to go look through and go, like you have space and spaces and spaces in this file name, then it's going to list all of those, but it's going to put in escape characters for you.
And what exactly are escape characters? Sorry, I'm like
the backslash just does escape this, says it's still part of the same thing. Don't render this like a command. So a backslash space is the way to say this is a space. This is not a separate thing. Keep going.
Oh, okay.
And another thing, when you'll learn this a little bit later when you're learning more languages. Typically when you name a file, you don't do spaces in file names. You'll do like uppercase or camel case, or do underscore between the words, like space underscore in underscore this underscore file, or space capital I. You'll name your files differently so you don't run into this problem. It's typically, you don't typically name files or directories with spaces. So the computer has to read it a certain way, and that's computer speak, I guess, the best way to explain it. Human eyes were like, oh, this makes sense. I'm going to put spaces in a file name, but computers get confused. So that's why you have the escape character for the computer to read it.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense.
Okay. Excellent.
And just so y'all know, something is clicking here. While y'all were talking, I got into level 3. So just saying.
Yes.
You're doing great.
Good job, Mercedes. I think we have time to look around level 3 before we have to go. Let's see. So we're in level 3 now, and we're going to get to level 4. The password, it says here the level goal. The password for the next level is stored in a hidden file in the in here directory. So we're going to have some hidden files, it looks like. And then we got some commands we may need to solve. And there's different ways to solve this. It's not always the same way. Like there are examples of how people have solved this all over the internet. If you Google it, you will be able to find them, even though it very much says in the instructions, please don't share this on the internet or share how to solve this because we want people to learn. But since we're here in level 3, we're just gonna do ls. Like, okay, it's in here. I have the file here. Now it's supposed to be hidden. I don't know, did it show up for everybody? If you do an ls?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, well, sometimes if it's hidden, then it's not gonna appear and you have to look for it. But if I cat that out, oh, it's a directory. I can't cat out a directory. So how do we change directories? You guys remember?
CD.
Yes. So on my machine here, it's in color. So it's not a file. It's showing that it's a directory. And then I'm just going to CD, and then I'm going to space, and I'm going to do that autocomplete with the tab. So I just typed in and then tabs. So now we're in there. Oh, I ls, and there's nothing in there. There's the hidden file. The hidden file is in the in here directory. So how do we find a hidden file? Where are they at? Carrie Lee, remind me.
Use the -A on your ls. That'll show all files.
ls-a. So all, list all. Oh, here we go. We've got some dots, single dot, 2 dots, dot hidden. Now the instructions, did it say it was in a hidden file in the in here directory? Now, is it in the dot hidden? You can just check there. Oh, it was in there. So just kind of look around. Now, those dots and the dot dot, the dot and the dot dot, those are some other directories. And we can go back and we can look in those. So if I do a cd dot dot, not like that. I do an ls-a again. Oh, did I go back too far? What did I do? So I guess I did. So I'm going to cd into in here, back to in here. Because that's what I did. I was in the, bad. Instead of ls here. How did it do that?
You were in the in here, and when you did ... that took you to the
Yeah.
parent directory.
Yeah, but I did ls-a. Oh, it's because I was, okay. I should have done like back here when I first went in, if I had done ls-a, that's what I would have seen if I had done it the first time in. Okay, I just sorted my brain out where I was. So now that we're back in here. So Kirli, is it possible to just switch into a dot directory like that, or do I have to do dot?
You're already in the dot directory.
Okay, so then how do these, like here, those were shown as hidden? How would you go about explain that? Because like personally, I get that confused all the time.
All right, do an ls-al.
Okay. What's -al?
A is for all, so it'll show even hidden files, and L is the long listing. That gives you more information. So here you can see that the dot and the dot dot are directories, and dot hidden is a file. It doesn't have a D at the beginning of all the RWX stuff. So dot dot is the parent directory. That's up from where you are.
Okay.
you drop down into this directory from the dot directory. This directory is dot. So that tells you the directory that you're in right now is owned by root in group root and is 4,096 bytes and was created on May 7th, 2020. So you're already in dot.
Okay.
You can move to dot and then you can look at dot hidden.
Okay. All right. So I'll just cat out dot hidden again. Make sure I copy this. Since we're short on time here, we'll end here, but make sure you save that flag to your document. And so the next time you jump in, you have it available. In this case, I'm just going to exit. Feel free to work on all of this in your free time, until next week. And next week we will pick up, we'll get together and see where everybody's at. And they will get harder and you will have to look up, probably Google how to do certain things, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you have any questions, you can always ask us in Slack or on the Facebook page. But that's a basic intro into Capture the Flag. And if you have any questions, just let us know. But we hope you enjoyed that.